So if you look at the last video, I'm talking about how they putting since a few days I started noticing that, and I was like, oh, initially I saw it coming, right? I would see this recommendation from short videos, right, on YouTube. I'll get like some, and slowly they'll get younger and younger and younger and younger, right? And I'm like, I know they're gonna do something. I know they've done the same thing on my what was the name? The I forgot the name of it on those like short videos on recommended on Instagram. But they were doing the same thing, so I was like, oh my gosh, that basically made me even nervous to scroll down because it would make me have to see these kids or whatever. But now on YouTube they're doing these things, right, where I've started seeing it a few days ago, and I knew, I was like, oh, I know what they're gonna do, right? These people, like, as sophisticated as the technology is, they're very sophisticated. They're very systematic. Things are not different. They don't even try to be like they just bluntly do things and it's obvious, right? They don't try to be like smooth about anything. It's just, I can tell. That's why, like, I almost look like I'm like this magical being. I'm this genius, because it's nothing genius. That's what they do. You obviously see what's going on. Okay, they have like systematic patterns and trends of doing things. And so when I saw this like short videos recommended to me, I was like, soon they'll be putting kids in it, like doing things like sexualizing and whatever themselves, like, you know, on these short videos. I knew they're gonna go there. And so now it started off with early 20s, right? And even then they'll start doing this back and forth, because at that point you can start creating these thoughts. And now looking at this obvious, like, teenagers, like mid to late teenager, right? And that's how they're gonna try. And I'm trying to find a way to stop them from putting these things. I'm putting not interested, not like, because I know why they're doing this. And if you look at the last video, if you look at those videos, these kids are literally like just showing. They're not even dancing. They're like bye, and then turn themselves around and show their butts, and just like try to show like their butts. It's not even like trying to dance, and you know, like, no, it's just purely just trying to show themselves, right? And then they try to go back. Oh, but listen to how they create their own fantasy. There was this, before August 19, 2019, this TikToker, right? She was dancing. She had her sweatpants on, sweater and everything, just dancing, you know, not really like dancing in a sexual way, nothing. She even covered up, you know, nothing. They want me, first of all, to imagine her to be underage. She looked more like early 20s, right? But they're like, but you see these girls here? They're underage. So that means that girl that you saw that time dancing, she's underage too. See, we proved it. They create this nonsensical reality. They come up with their own like fantasy. And it's like they trust you. And then because, oh, see, they had dark hair, she had dark hair, that's proof. Brown hair, that's proof. And then in my mind, they try to create these things. I'm like, you're so delusional. First of all, the only thing they have in common, they're both on TikTok. 3 days ago, there was this 20-some-year-old. They were doing the same thing with me. They're back and forth. And now they're like, oh, but because of these kids, right, who look more like in the mid to late teens, that person over there that time was that. It's like, we proved it. You see, we proved. These people come up with fantasies and ways of putting things together. And they're like, no, but you see that's... What? First of all, that person that you're talking about, she was dressed in the sweatpants or whatever. She looked more like the way this 20-some-year-old was dancing. What do they have to... Like, it's so pathetic. Now you're forcing me to look at these kids who literally dance showing their butts. They're not even dancing. They just literally just turn around. You see that video? If you go see that video, that short video, you see them just turning on and show the butt. And they try to find ways to kind of like make it look, you know, like try to show that, highlight that. They highlight their butt. And they're like, oh, we proved. And then they try to be agitating. Well, man, you understand this is the same trash. They don't live on reality. Their job is not to be in the real world. Their job is to create a fantasy. Because the reality of this is they enjoy the fact that they do these things to me. And they have to create these fantasies of theirs so they can cope with the reality they're part of. The reality that these people are the pedophiles and forcing me now to have to look at these kids dancing in this way. Now, if it was me normally and I saw this, I wouldn't care. I was like, oh, okay, well, look at that, sad. This, how old are they? It's already doing this, the future for them, whatever. Now, I wouldn't dare. Why am I so scared of that? It's because now even babies, it's just disgusting. So these teenage kids, they can create so much, because these kids look more like adults than these babies that are like 10, 5, 4, 3, 2 years old. And they try to be like coming up with their fantasy. You see, we proved. You see, we connect, we match. You see this. Remember that TikToker? Yeah. See. What? Nothing common. Matter of fact, that person just dressed and, like, it's just, they try to come up with the ways of, like, making you believe. And I remember, you see that video, I probably should put her there too. This trash, next door neighbor. That's the kind of person who try to make you accept these retardations. Though those are the type, she's just the kind of person who be like, they see, that's proof. They literally, I'm not her saying her person, but that kind of people will literally put the type of person they wish that person was, and then be like, you see, we proved it. And in my mind, it can make me imagine they can make me imagine anything they want. And play with my imagination to imagine this TikToker to be like somebody like them. Just like that. Forget about the three days ago, there was somebody who was 23 years old that was literally doing the same thing that the other TikToker was doing. These people are delusional. And now they try to say about the hair, the brown hair. You see, that's that. What the and they're like, oh, they laugh. Because every time they hear themselves, and for the nonsensicalness of what they try to make me subscribe to, because they know it's comical to even think in this illogical way. They're like, oh, they'll laugh. Because where I'm going, they're going to torture you. They'll laugh. And then they want me to look at these people like I respect these people. There is not, what they do is humiliating to themselves. That's what they use childlike people. These clowns. I mean, now they're going to put these videos of these kids dancing like that sexually. These kids don't even actually dance. It's not even dancing at all. They're just showing their butts. And forcing me to, like, have this perception, which, if they can do that to freaking younger kids, this is going to be easy. So this trash, they're literally, openly painting their fantasy. Obviously. Don't even try to be smooth about it at all. They put the videos they want me to look at. Oh, you see, we bastard you. I'm like, I actually even talked about it the day before you even put this video. And I'm saying that again. I'm trying to, like, stop those kind of recommendations happening on my short video. I noticed that a few days ago. I was like, oh, before they started actually showing these kids, I was like, oh, they're gonna, I see where this is going. I see. They're gonna start making me see these videos. You know, this, like, fitness people, like, which I'm like, oh yeah, I watch a lot of fitness girls, right? Like, fitness models, people who do workouts and whatever. I've seen that. At least that's something that's I can relate to. I watch a lot of fitness people, but now I'm wondering, are they gonna start making me see fitness girls who are underage? Like, is that how far it's gonna go now? Try to find selective ones. Like, okay, but pick this. Just to try to create this false persona. They haven't gone there yet with those fitness, but this TikTok, look, they're showing their butts. Yeah, I know that's where they're gonna go. They're trying to paint a fantasy. They have tried to put these things where somehow they're protecting their kids, their girls, right? Like that. Delusional trash. Girls should be protected from this trash. Because once you're in this program, you're a fucking low life and you work for pedophiles. And you have to force men and women to look at kids in these disturbing ways, and then try to create your painting using, okay, you make somebody see these things and be like, oh, that's you. And then say, remember that person that you tried to, and then try to say, no, you see, because she's on TikTok, they're on TikTok, that they're the same age. They're both on TikTok, that means they're the same age. We matched. They'll laugh. This is the kind of logic they use. And my brain is just illogical. And when they get frustrated, what happens too is they start cranking up the radiations. Because it's humiliating. It is humiliating. They're literally trying to make me see kids doing the things they do like that. Doing what these kids are doing, which is like super sexualizing themselves. They're like literally turning around, showing their butts. And that's that. It's not even dancing, huh? They're not even trying to. There's no like a dance or nothing. No, just. And try to be like, oh, you see. And I called it before they start showing this. And you hear this, oh, there he is, it's you. I'm like, oh, how fraudulent can one be? They came and say Roy Moore, they're here trying to force you to look at kids like that. And literally forcing you, but putting this kind of recommendations. Trash and low lives.